Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on just the DCTV realm, the Arrowverse, stuff on the CW as a whole, just all of that in a bubble. So earlier in this week, if that's English, earlier in the week, we'll say, we had the news that a few potential news shows had been given pilot orders at the CW, or in I think one or maybe two cases, they've just been picked up straight for series. So they're just skipping the entire pilot process as it is. Now, the only DC show to be mentioned in this was the new show of Naomi, which was probably the show most likely to get picked up out of the potential shows that have been scheduled for pilots, maybe alongside Powerpuff Girls, and I'm not even memeing, I'm just because it's got a name there, so yeah. Because Powerpuff Girls might be the most intriguing show for multiple reasons, just to see how it looks. Now, Naomi as a show was the most likely to get chosen due to its potential, the creative teams it also has, as well as the places it can go for the wider DC universe, or maybe I should say DC multiverse. So AT&T, the parent company of Warner Brothers, probably pushed that more than others. However, one show that wasn't picked up for pilot, which did catch me a bit off guard, mainly because I thought it would have been cool, and it seemed to catch a lot of people off guard at the time, was Wonder Girl. And many were wondering, what's going on here? Like, what about Wonder Girl? You're picking up all these shows. Naomi's picked up, that's awesome, but what about Wonder Girl? A lot of people were excited about that. And this is, of course, with the new show with the new character of Yara Flor holding that mantle of Wonder Girl. And, well, we have some updates on all of that. Now, Wonder Girl was supposed to center on Yara Flor, a Latina dreamer who was born of an Amazonian warrior and a Brazilian river god. As Yara learns that she is Wonder Girl, she uses her newfound powers to fight the evil forces that would seek to destroy the world. The series would have told the backstory or origin story of the DC Comics character of Yara Flor, who was recently revealed as a new Wonder Woman in the Future State storyline. So it was yesterday, most likely, from when this video will hit your eyeballs. It was announced by the potential showrunner and just creator and writer of Wonder Girl, that being Dalen Rodriguez, that the show had not been given a pilot order at the CW, which of course also means no series order. So we're not going to be seeing Wonder Girl, at least created by Dalen Rodriguez, but this is what she had to say specifically about it all. So, some sad news. For all those asking, Wonder Girl is not getting picked up at the CW. I was very proud of the script I wrote. Wish I could have shared the world I created, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. Thanks for everyone's enthusiasm. It meant a lot to me. So first reaction to this is disappointed. I wanted the show to happen. I was looking forward to it. I was probably looking forward to it more than Naomi, but I was still looking forward to Naomi at the same time because just the scope of it all. But especially after reading the Wonder Woman stuff in Future State, and sure, it's Wonder Girl, so it's going to be a different take, sort of, because it's the early days. If it went with a similar concept, it would have been fairly cool, even though I doubt it would have gone that concept, because I think it just suited what the Future State stuff was going for. But I think the show would have been good, and that's like, would the show have been good? And I think the answer is yes. I think it would have been solid. I think it would have, it depends what take it went for, but I think it had a lot of potential, and especially because it's a Latina character, like a Latina lead character, would have been, a bit of a game changer, and I think they advertised that as well. So it's like they really, like if you look back at it when they announced the show, they sort of advertised like, hey, it's gonna have the first Latina lead. So it's surprising that it didn't get picked up because they pushed it that much. So it makes you question the script maybe. And I don't think that's ever going to leak. Sometimes you'll get scripts come out from stuff that isn't picked up. I don't know if this one will. If it does, it won't be for a while, I don't think. Maybe keep your eyes out for it. So if we never see Wonder Girl happen, we might get this script hit the internet and we can actually read what they were going for. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't it get picked up? Like, I'm asking myself that question as well, because I'm just like wondering, like, behind the scenes, exactly what were the reasons, but just publicly, what do we know that could add to the reason as to why it wasn't picked up? And the main answer for that is, and this is like what a lot of the publications are pushing as well, is that there was just too much stuff, coming up in this upcoming pilot season and just next season in general on the CW. Like, they just have a lot going on. They have like 3 backdoor pilots planned, and like maybe like 2 of them might get picked up. There's a lot going on. Like, it sort of like they would have probably had to end stuff that they have now, or just completely wipe away those backdoor pilots even happening, but they've already planned them. So there's just a lot going on. However, if we look ahead to next season, so not where like season 8 of The Flash will be like, but the season after that, we have shows like Legends, which will probably end. There's rumors that Riverdale is going to be ending after its 6th season, which is the season it just got picked up for, as well as some other properties. And also, if you chuck in some of the newer things that are being added to the CW now, they're getting their season 1s, they might not hit and they might get taken off after a year. So really, when you look at Wonder Girl, it probably got put into development at the worst time possible, just because there was so much going on. And just because it didn't get picked up now, it doesn't mean it won't in the future. The big thing is that Dalen Rodriguez probably, if not most likely, won't be attached to a future take on the show. However, the show could remain in development, like maybe behind closed doors at Berlanti Productions, which was the production studio that was going to be sort of be tied to it. It was a Berlanti property, and Dalen Rodriguez was the showrunner. So they could leave it there, and there's just a future take on the show when they want to do it. One example I can use for a show that was just sitting there, had multiple people come in, try and do something with it, and it didn't happen, then eventually became a very successful show, was a Green Arrow show. It went through multiple developments, like it was a Smallville spinoff, then it was something else, and then eventually it became what we got with Arrow in 2012, and then of course it went on for 8 seasons. And even The Flash as a show was in development in like the mid to late 2000s, before becoming what we got in 2014. So shows come and go in and out of development. It's just because they have to hit the right time. The issue here is that if Wonder Girl was an Arrowverse show, then it should have had an easy road to getting picked up. So maybe it was an Arrowverse, but it was just tied to Berlanti Productions. Who knows? Now, there have been people that saying, oh, just put it on HBO Max. Just put it on HBO Max. If they wanted to put it on HBO Max, they would have done that in the first place. It wouldn't have been in development of the CW. The CW was one that sort of pushed it and stuff like that. So you just can't sort of shift it over to HBO Max. It doesn't work like that. So if they wanted to put it on HBO Max, they would have done that initially. It's like going to a restaurant, you know, and going, you know, you go there for chicken nuggets and like, I'll just get a hamburger. It's like, man, I came here for chicken nuggets. If I wanted a hamburger, I would have ordered a hamburger. I came here for chicken nuggets. Give me the nuggets. Now, one of the big things with Yara Flor and Wonder Girl, and I'd actually brought this up in any video I'd sort of talked about this, and that's that the comic for the character is not even out yet. And I wonder if that hurt the show's chances, and it made it difficult for Dalen Rodriguez to stand out with her script, because she didn't have anything there. There was no years or even 1 year of comics to look back on, see what people responded to, and then use that in her script. So maybe there was like conflicting origin stories and stuff like that. So the stuff that she was writing for the show conflicted with what the comics were planning to do. And when it comes down to it, you have to sort of go off what the comics are doing for the most part. Yara Flor's like Wonder Woman in Future State is really good, but the character would be a different take of sorts, saying that it is Wonder Girl, and we're yet to see that in the comics. But that maybe makes you think that after some time actually having her own Wonder Girl comic, you know, series, which does come out in, I think it's May, that there is proper groundwork to build the show off then, which, you know, even if it's only after like 4 or 5 months of the comic, which would be in around October or November when they usually announce pilots, maybe there's enough there to start writing the script. And then well, not announce pilots, they announce stuff that's in development usually for a potential pilot around October, November, maybe December. So they can announce then that by that point there's like 4, 5, 6 months of the comics there to base a script off, and it would like the show would be more in line with what the comics is doing. I think that's probably the best chance for the show going forward. I don't think the show is 100% dead, but it's definitely put on the back burner, obviously, because it's not picked up here. But I think if you don't get it next season, then we might not get it at all. And Berlanti Productions might like move away from the property, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think in general, you just have to keep your eyes out over the next year. If you don't see anything, because by that point, there's a good enough, you know, amount of content from the comics to take from if needed. So if they're not going to do it then I don't think they'll ever do it, to be completely honest, at least for the next considerable amount of years. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. A bit of a downer news because I was looking forward to it, so it's disappointing news to hear. So I don't know if you can necessarily enjoy it too much, unless you weren't looking forward to the show at all and you're celebrating that it's not happening, which is a bit weird. But anyway, yeah. But if you want to show your support, you can drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions about this. Would you have preferred Wonder Girl or Naomi? Are you disappointed? Do you think it's still got a chance? Let me know your various opinions down there. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.